Welcome to Sue's Cooking Easy, where today we are doing a Panzanella salad. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of that, but this is what Wiki describes as a Panzanella salad. It is a Tuscan salad of bread and tomatoes that's popular in the summer. It includes chunks of soaked stale bread and tomatoes, sometimes also onions, basil, and dressed with olive oil and vinegar. That's their definition. Now you know me, I always do it Sue's Cooking Easy way, which is always a different way than the traditional way. That's just how I roll. So I always modify recipes for my own taste and, you know, improvements that I make on these dishes. Now, from what I've always heard about a bread salad is what it's otherwise known as. A Panzanella salad is also known as a bread salad. And what I heard was, like in Italy, there's always bread being made, and you know, in the eateries outdoors, they're always serving tons of bread with your meals. And they're very known for their carb-delicious dishes and their breads. And so there's lots of obviously leftover stale breads. And so they needed something to do with all the stale breads. So that's one of the things that they do, is they just take the stale bread, they soak it, add herbs, veggies, and there you go. Just another thing to do with stale bread. But, you know, they just use plain bread, and I like to use croutons because croutons has more seasonings on it already, and a few other little changes that I've made. So stick around and find out how I do it. Panzanella salad. On the next Sue's Cooking Easy. On this Sue's Cooking Easy. Stay with me. Welcome to Sue's Cooking Easy. In the intro, I told you about a Panzanella salad. Now I will show you how I assemble it. Show you. I don't do it the traditional way. What a surprise, huh? So what you want to do because, you know, you want to take some croutons first before I start blabbing. Just some regular standard croutons, whatever type you like. They're going to get a little bit moist. This is also a good way to use up those stale, really hard croutons, because these get soft when you make a bread salad. Now see, back in the day, as I always say, probably about a cup in there, a little over a cup. Probably, I don't know. I don't know how many's in there. Anyways, back in the day, while I started cutting up my vegetable here, which is a cucumber, I used to watch Barefoot Contessa a lot, and she made a bread salad with just, you know, the standard way that people make it with just stale bread. And I thought to myself, you know, it would be great with croutons, because croutons are all seasoned and stuff. It'd be wonderful. And I tried it myself using croutons, veggies I had on hand, and meats and cheeses that I had on hand, and etc., etc. And I came up with this idea for a bread salad of my own. You just want to take some croutons. I might have put a little bit more than what I needed. I don't want to make a huge salad tonight, just me and Rob. And we're also having some chicken and dumplings. So we don't want the salad to be the main dish, just the side. So what you want to do is, I am just going to cut up some of this cucumber. I'm just using veggies that I had on hand. I'm also going to take some onion. I'm going to slice up just like half of a small onion. I don't really like a whole bunch of onions. My husband would, but I don't like a whole bunch, so I'm just using the half. Since I'm the cook, I can do what I want. So I'm just going to finely chop this because I do not like the little tiny I mean, I do like the tiny pieces. I don't like the huge chunk of onions. I'm a little bit distracted because I'm trying to remember a couple things that I may have forgotten when I was assembling or getting the ingredients out for the salad. Okay, so I'm putting in some onions now. Then we're going to add a little bit of heirloom tomatoes that I bought today. And we're just going to cut up some lovely, different colored heirloom tomatoes. And we're going to throw that in. I'm not cutting like everything up that's going to go in there because I'm trying to save a little bit of time. But that one just popped. So for the smaller tomatoes, just halve them, and then you want to quarter the bigger ones. And then you just want to get whatever veggies. Like I said, I will add more after the camera stops rolling. But I'm just, you know, giving you an example for now. Then I also happen to have some baby carrots, which I'm going to chop very finely because Rob is not a huge fan of carrots. And I'm not going to put too much in either, but just giving you the general idea based on veggies that I have on hand. And then I happen to have a little bit of ham and cheese loaf lunch meat left over, so I figured why not? I'm going to throw that in as well. And here's another tomato that wants to go in. It's excited. And then, I think I might have taken a look at me in this low cut shirt. Got a little excited. Okay. I'm just joking around, man. Having a little joke. It's joke time. Let me see, it's quick and easy. Then, I'm just going to put in my tomatoes. And now one of the things that I did forget is that I'm going to put some feta cheese in here because I'm going to add some of this blue cheese vinaigrette, and because of this we'll have the blue cheese in it. The feta cheese will also go wonderfully. It has that nice kind of a little bit of a tart taste to it. You want to put some of this. I'm also going to use one of these little cups of salsa sauce. This is a cheese mild salsa. And so I'm going to throw that in there as well. And this is also a good recipe if you have just a little bit of this and that salad dressings left, like I have a little bit of this ranch avocado. That's going to go in as well, because you can mix your dressings and your meats and your veggies and, you know, whatever you want. And have it all just blend in there and it'll be all good. That's what, you know, I'm taking the tradition, actually, of using the leftovers, and that's what I'm doing. I'm using leftovers. I also want to have a little bit of this hot chili sriracha in there. It's this new type of sriracha, and I like the taste of sriracha, and so does Rob. So, and I've been liking things pretty spicy. So, that's going in there too. And then, real quick here, I'm just going to go over and edit my video as well too. But I'm just going to go over here and grab my feta chunks, and I'm just going to put some feta in there as well. It will give it a nice tart taste that I'm looking for. Then what I'm looking for is a good stirring spoon that I'm going to stir this contraption together with. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to let this soak for a bit. You want the croutons to get tender, or stale bread if you're using stale bread. You want it to get tender, but you don't want it to get too mushy. So you just want to have a happy medium there. And going with tradition also, since it's like Rob's request, I am going to use, I have just a little bit of this garlic olive oil. I'll just put, because traditionally they do mix it with vinegar and olive oil, so just put a little bit of olive oil in here as well, just to give it that authentic Italian flair. And then we'll mix this, and I will add this other half of my cucumber. And this smells really, really good. I have to say, it really does smell good. And then after this has sat for probably about a half hour, I'll come back, do a little taste test for you guys, and let you know how I like it. And how, well, my husband's not too thrilled with this, but I like it. So there it is. I'll come back and do a taste test in a little while. Talk to you soon. Okay, so this has been setting for about a half an hour, and I'm going to give it a taste. I already know that I love it, but I'm still going to have some, so I figured I'd do a taste test. And the breadcrumbs, no, it's not breadcrumbs. What's wrong? The croutons, what did I do wrong? The croutons are nice and softer, not totally soft, but good enough. So I'm going to take a taste. I love this salad. It is going to be quite lovely, especially with the heirloom tomatoes and the fact that I made it. Oh, I adore this salad. So, if we learned anything today, get in the kitchen and try some fruit salad. That's all I have to say. I'm going to go eat this masterpiece now. I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for joining me on Sue's Quick and Easy. Have a great night. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.